Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. My name is Jeff Feden. I'm joined by Geeta Pensed and Neha Rocker, all from Brown University for information management for the busy academic. So we have no financial investments, relationships to any of the programs or products we're going to talk about today. Dr. Pensed does have some support as listed. Okay, so as mentioned in our title slide, this lecture is clearly geared toward the Luddites, of which I am a card-carrying member, which is probably why I'm giving you just the introduction here. And I'll let them do the expert content. I am deathly afraid of information management and technology, but I'm desperately in need of it, and hopefully you are as well, and that's why you're here. And let's face it, we're not getting any younger, and so it becomes harder and harder to recall and remember all of the information that we are consuming. So clearly, we, hopefully all of you, need some sort of a system to help us. Unless you are completely off of the grid, it comes as no surprise that we are consuming more and more information on a regular basis, and it's easy to get very overwhelmed and inundated on a daily basis with all of the information that comes our way. Perhaps you can consider on a shift that you encounter a particular clinical problem and you remember hearing, seeing something about that problem. Maybe you filed something away, a paper, an article, something from a blog, and you have no idea where to find it, how to find it. You could Google it in real time during your shift, but that's probably going to be challenging to spend the time doing the research at that point. So you want to be able to recall that and bring it back so that you can use it quickly and easily. Okay, so again, information coming in from all sorts of sources that we need to be able to store away, recall, and use quickly and easily. So I'll give you just a quick overview of the different locations that you're receiving information from these sources. Right? So we get journals, whether it be print or online subscriptions. Perhaps you have citation alert systems that you use. If you're like me, you still go out to the mailbox and tear out articles and put them in a manila folder somewhere that then gets very easily lost in the office, in my bedroom. Who knows where that folder is? Not good. Emails. Of course, you're getting tons of email daily. And again, if you're like me, hopefully you're not, but you've got a Gmail inbox with some 17,000 messages, and so some require action, and some are just useful information. So how do you store those away and, again, recall them for use later on? You go to meetings and lectures, maybe you take some notes. Maybe you're going to take some notes here. Where do those notes wind up? I put them in Word documents on my computer and oftentimes can't find them. Not healthy. Blogs, the internet, I mean, with EM leading the way in open access content and information. There are so many great websites and so many great resources and sources of information out there. So do you visit them regularly? Do you bookmark them? Do you have hundreds of bookmarks? Hard to sort through, hard to find them? Do you not even bother? Maybe you've ventured onto Twitter or other social media, and so you see the latest hacks and up-to-date literature alerts. And again, maybe you're on a shift and you're thinking, you've got a patient with epistaxis, and you're thinking, well, I heard something about TXA for epistaxis, and I filed that away, but again, I need to be able to find that in real time so that I can use it practically. CME resources. So we all subscribe to lots of CME. How do you file that away, and where do you put your CME certificates? Those sorts of things. And lastly, you get information from your colleagues. They tell you cool stuff. They send you interesting links and articles. And how do you file those away so that you can save them and access them and use them, find them easily? So in terms of, that's kind of where we get our information, but how we get our information as well is important. So there's intentional versus informal knowledge acquisition. So historically, it's been that, you would go searching for information, and when you did that, you probably had some way to find it and store it away. But more so now, that information comes to you, on a daily basis. Again, lots of information, and so that's more of the informal knowledge acquisition, right? Stuff that you didn't even know you didn't know, that's coming your way, and now it's just inundating you, and you need to figure out ways to store that away. So think of it as a push-pull, right? We used to go and pull information that we needed deliberately, and now the information is being pushed on us. And if you're, again, like me, you're easily overwhelmed by tons of stuff, and you get buried, kind of like this. That's kind of how I feel every day. So with that said, I'm going to turn it over to my expert colleagues here that are much more adept at managing information than myself to give you some tips and tricks and pointers and show you some interesting tools.